not really much to talk about. Just that Wet n Wild did restock their highlighters. You guys got to follow them on Instagram. They didn't even, as a matter of fact, they didn't even announce it on Instagram, but you follow them on Instagram, you follow them on Snapchat, they said, but I don't know how to do Snapchat. My brother tried to teach me. Yeah, not for me, but if you do Snapchat, follow them, Facebook, social media, Twitter, and supposedly they'll announce when they're next, when they've restocked. However, I didn't even get an email, and I'm a part of their email list. I think maybe only the top bloggers did, because Nouveau Cheap got it, and she posted it on Instagram and on her blog, and everybody went to get the highlighters, and like what happened last time, the whole site crashed, and they didn't listen to us, that we asked them to please limit it per person, two per person per highlighter, two Precious Petals, two Crown of My Canopy. Everybody was agreeing with me and making their own statements and, saying you need to limit this to two per person. They didn't listen, because I think Wet n Wild's biggest issue, which is one of my beefs with them, is that they're more concerned with getting stuck with product than pleasing their customers. And so they didn't listen, and you know how I know they didn't listen? I'm going to tell you how I know. So supposedly, like I said, I think only like big time bloggers or something got the email. I was out that whole day. This whole week I've been at the doctors. I've been to one doctor after another. I told you that I was, looking into certain things like removal of my panties, colonoscopy. I had to find a PCP. I have to, go back to a cardiologist. I have to a bunch of stuff. So anyway, I was out all day. I go on the computer and I'm just checking my Instagram just per chance. And this must have been about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, if not 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And I see, not even Wet n Wild posted this. I saw this on Nouveau Cheap's Instagram. I went to the website. So this was maybe about 3 hours after Nouveau Cheap had announced it. I saw that the Precious Petals were sold out already. They still had Crown of My Canopy. So I decided to test it. I put 10 in my cart, and it allowed me to put 10 in my cart. Now, I don't know if during checkout, because I wasn't going to buy 10 of them, they would have stopped me, but it should have said only 2 per person immediately. But it allowed me to put 10 Crown of My Canopy in my cart. So that tells me they're not limiting it. They're not listening to the needs of their customers. I love Wet n Wild, but sometimes they irk the crap out of me with these limited editions. People are saying you should even stop making limited editions because it's not fair to everybody else. So, as I'm, I started reading all the comments on Instagram. People were, upset because the site crashed. By the time they got on, everything was gone. Then I started seeing people on Facebook post pictures. It seems to me, because as of last week I checked just to see if there were any more on eBay, and there were no more listings, or maybe 1 or 2 listings of Precious Petals or whatever of these limited edition summer Mega Glow highlighters. All of a sudden, people are selling them again. From what I can understand, and I mean, forgive me if I'm being mean, hopefully they get screwed up the butt. A lot of times people order stuff and right away go on eBay to sell it before they've even gotten the product. And this is what I think happened. But what they don't know is, and again, posting a receipt saying that it is the originals from the site or whatever. But what happens sometimes, what they don't know could happen, is that sometimes the carts don't reflect the inventory, and some people's orders get canceled. And hopefully that happens to them for being so greedy. I mean, I can understand, I've said this, but I can understand doubling it. Or I can understand, let's say I was going to sell it, and I don't put it at a buy it now. Doubling it at buy it now, I can understand. But it just becomes greed when you're asking for $50, $100. That's just absolute greed. So I can understand if you post, okay, you got it for $4, and you put it at regular, bid price. And if you put it down for, let's say, $5, $6, $7, let's say, and everybody's trying to outbid you, well, at least I know that I wasn't trying to be greedy, you know? So I could even see that, you know? But to put it for $50, $125, that is just outright greed, you know? One girl was furious and said, get a job, you know? You know, it's not fair to everybody else. So just a heads up, everybody was flipping out on Wet n Wild again. And so Wet n Wild said that they would restock again. And everybody's saying, instead of restocking these and having us go through this, why don't you make it permanent? You see how popular it is. You see how everybody wants it. Everybody's saying it's like the best highlighter over every highlighter from indie to high end. And it's one of, you know, Wet n Wild and NYC are usually the cheapest companies. And put it permanently, they were saying. And maybe that's a good idea to avoid all that greed that's going on. So anyway, that's what's happening with that. So just to let you know, if you want those highlighters, check Instagram, you know, follow Wet n Wild on all their social media. But again, they didn't even announce that it was restocked. What they were doing was like responding to people's comments and saying, hey, we restocked it, go check now. But you know, they didn't actually announce it. So just, you know, just go and follow them on social media, and hopefully you'll get the heads up. Follow Nouveau Cheap or maybe some of the other bloggers, big time bloggers, and hopefully you'll get the heads up and get it in time. But they are going to restock it. Maybe they'll listen to their customers. Basically what they're trying to promote right now are their other highlighters, like you know, the old Fergie one that's beige, pink, and gold. They changed the name. I think it's called Boozy or something. You know, so they're trying to promote their Catwalk Pink, their Fergie highlighters. They're trying to promote all their other highlighters so that people will get those instead of waiting for this Mega Glow highlighter. But if you see the picture of it, it is so dang pigmented and shimmery that's what they want, you know. So anyway, we'll see what happens. But if, you know, again, follow them on social media, follow other big time bloggers, and you'll find out when it's been restocked, and hopefully you'll get it. I don't know if you know, they're going to be doing a lot of Walgreens and making it to a little bit higher end now, because I think Walgreens bought Boots No. 7, or Boots No. 7 is their partner or something like that. And so they're going to be redoing some of the Walgreens and making it a high-end Walgreens. I've been to two, and one of them carries a lot of the limited edition, whereas the other one does not. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. But yeah, they're remodeling the Walgreens and making it a little bit more high-end. And I think that's all the news I'm trying. Oh, NYX did, I found out just last week, NYX has been promoting their metallic lip creams, and they do have a gorgeous purple called Ultraviolet that's not even on the website yet. And I called them up and asked them why, and they said to give it a few more days or a couple of more weeks, it should be up on the website. Because I found it strange that there was only 11 colors. They do everything in 12s. And then I just started seeing bloggers with them, with this color called Ultraviolet. Gorgeous, gorgeous purple color. So I've been checking on Ulta.com. It's not there, but usually they get displays in here and there, so I don't know. But I really like that color. They also came out with matching lip liners to all of their lip suedes, and a couple of their matte lipsticks. They I think they added 12 new colors to their matte lipstick line. No, it's a new, they made a new lipstick called Velvet Matte, and I think there's like 12 colors in that. So they made about, I know it's more than 12, either 24, maybe 24 of these lip suede liners, I think it's called, or velvet liners, matching their colors. They've got a like a sky blue, a dark blue. Not sure they have a green. I think they might have like an olivey green lip liner, and of course black and a gray, metallic gray. So yeah, NYX has got a couple of things in that I saw online. I think that's all there is, and like I said, by the end of August, you're gonna start seeing all the fall stuff come out. Probably the new limited edition for Wet n Wild will start showing up in August, where they have, you know, usually their Halloween displays, and the fantasy makers will come out, and so that should start coming out at the end of August. And of course by December, their 2017 products of all the companies should be out by then. So yeah, I guess that's all there is. I hopefully will see you next week if there's no crazy emergencies, and so yeah, take care. Mwah.